race number 23 out of 25 for the Allstar Offline Racing Series. Thank you all for joining. So we've got a lot of announcements before we begin the qualifying race. Please listen up. So this is race number 23. After today's race, there will be 2 races left. The final 2 races will be Phoenix and Homestead. I've been working on both of those tracks and trying to get them ready for the main race, and I'm pretty happy with how those tracks are. I'm pretty happy with how this track is. So the final 2 races, just to avoid any controversy with anybody thinking I might be trying to rig the series and select like a certain winner, we are going to live stream the final 2 races, and that'll be on Wednesday night. So let me look at my phone real quick. Wednesday night, I'm gonna say 9 p.m. Eastern time for both races. If you are on YouTube and you don't see me live, then keep checking back, but they will be on Wednesday. So today is the 29th of October. So, November 6th, which is not tomorrow, but the Wednesday after, November 6th and November 13th are going to be the final 2 races. November 6th is Phoenix, November 13th is Homestead. Both races live. It's going to be a lot of fun. Those 2 races are going to have a slightly longer race length than what we have been running, just because they're the final 2 races, and we want everybody to have a good opportunity and a good shot to maybe get some positions on pit road or whatever, something like that. But yeah, so the next thing, while we begin qualifying, is what are we doing after the series? Well, I've gotten a lot of requests from a lot of people. I've heard all sorts of different mods that people want. So what we're going to be doing is running the 2019 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series mod, the Truck Series mod, and the Busch Series, or the Nationwide. I'm not sure. I think the Nationwide Series has the newest, or Xfinity has the newest cars, and I think the Truck Series is about the same from a few years ago. So we're going to be using those 3 mods. We're going to be using updated tracks. However, with these tracks, I'm going to have to do some modifications and some edits to them, so it could take a couple months to begin that series. In the meantime, we are going to have a fun little series. It's going to be Wednesday night still, live stream. It's going to be a figure 8 series. So there are some figure 8 tracks in this game that work out pretty well. We're going to be doing a figure 8 series. Some tracks will probably return to a couple times, maybe twice. But yeah, it's going to be a fun little series. And depending on the amount of figure 8 tracks that I can find, I might also throw a couple like really small short tracks in and make them kind of wild as well. So we'll see how that goes, but that's just going to be a fun little series. That's going to be using the late model mod. The signups will be posted probably the week of the final race for this series, but I just wanted to have something for you guys to be able to watch while we are working on the current tracks for the next season. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. Next All-Star Offline Racing Series season, I'm thinking that we're going to still run Wednesday nights, probably around 6 or 7 p.m., I would guess, is when we would start. And we would go all 3 series all night. So it'd be 1 race per night, or 1 race per week, Wednesday nights. All 3 races and 1 live stream, and then I would do highlight videos for all 3 series. It's just going to be a lot easier for me. Doing the timestamps for these videos is actually really time consuming. It's not hard, but it's time consuming, so we'll see how everything goes. But let me know what you guys think. Wednesday right now is the time. I might, if I can kind of finagle my schedule, I might be able to do it on Fridays, but that's not really, right now that's not looking like a possibility. So let's simulate the rest of qualifying. See Tim Hoffman and Aid Nofile start on the pole. Alright. Oops. Infineon, gonna be a very wild race, I think, at least. So, Tim Hoffman starting first. You have Aid Nofile, the 1. You got the 20 of Yale Carrillo, the 4 of Gary Harmon. You got the 27 Benjamin Wallace, the 60 of Colton Harmon. the 66 Darvish Jr., the 91 Logan Gentry, the 09 Evan McCollum, the 16 CJ Williams, the 148 Brian Lancaster, the 00 Jeremiah Dwayne, 33 Sheila Harmon, the 188 of Racer X, the 11 of Rhiannon Pickett, the 50 of Cody Rhodes, and the 41 of Tyrell Resner. So one thing about this track, in this qualifying race, it's 6 laps, but, just show you real quick, caution flags are off. There seems to be an issue. I don't think it would happen in this race, but when I was testing with like a full field of cars, every once in a while you get a couple cautions right after like one another, and it just takes a little bit of time. So we're hoping that we can just get this race done with. Hopefully the main race isn't as terrifying. When I was doing the practice races, it was kind of bizarre, kind of crazy. So Tim Hoffman going to lead the field to the green flag. Not quite yet. They're getting lined up still. Everybody bunching up for the start. Pace car is in pit road. Now the green flag in the air. Tim Hoffman going to lead the field to the green. He clears that number 1 of Aiden O'File. Aiden now under attack already by the 4 of Gary Harmon and 20 of Yale Carrillo. There was almost some contact there between the 1 and the 4. Here comes Aiden O'File now on the outside line. Tim gonna block him going into the turn. A lot of close racing already, a lot of aggressive racing. Now we go into this kind of carousel turn. Aiden O'File underneath the 4 of Gary Harmon. He is going to hold Gary off for the time being. Cars back here racing pretty close to each other. Double file. Ooh, Evan McCollum got a little bit loose there off that turn. Now through the yeses here. Tim Hoffman has gotten a pretty big lead over second place of Aiden O'File. At least 2 seconds, I would say. Back here, some of the cars further back. Anxious to see who is in the top 10 after this first opening lap here at Infineon. Right now, Aiden O'File under attack by that 4 of Gary Harmon. Gary trying to get past that number 1, try to get into second, maybe go up and win the race. Meanwhile, Tim Hoffman has about a second and close to a second and a half lead over Aiden O'File. The 09 of Evan McCollum further back. He is in the final transfer position. But he's got Jeremiah Dwayne, Brian Lancaster, Racer X, a lot of other guys right behind him. They're trying to make their way into the top 10 to be in the main race. See, green. Oh, yeah, it's going to stay green flag the entire way through. Rhiannon Pickett has fallen back to last. Tyrell Resner passed her. He's trying to make his way up into the top 10. He doesn't want to miss a race. Now here comes Rhiannon Pickett almost into the side of the 41. They're racing really hard back here. Cars are slinging left and right. They are whipping around these corners really quick. Up front, a lot of single file racing. Aiden O'File has pulled away from that 4 of Gary Harmon. Looks like he might actually be closing in on the 40 of Tim Hoffman. He's got a pretty good gap. I don't know. He actually might be pulling away from the 1. Yeah, he is a little bit. Now Aiden O'File is a second and a half back. Back here, Tyrell Resner got past the 11 of Rhiannon Pickett. Evan McCollum still the final transfer position, but here comes that 00 Jeremiah Dwayne, that yellow car. He's trying to make his way towards that 09. Stubby will be halfway through the qualifying race. Not too much happening otherwise. A lot of cars pretty much scattered throughout the entire field. Tim Hoffman's loving this, though. He might get his, I think it's the second qualifying win this week, if he can win this race. Still maintains about the same gap, it looks like, over that 1 of Aiden O'File. Main race, 42 cars. It is going to be crazy. It's going to be hectic and wild. See all the cars coming down into the hairpin turn. Looks like there was a pass back there. Logan Gentry and Benjamin Wallace. Benjamin gets past that 91. Actually, no, he was ahead of that 91. 91 Logan Gentry tried to get past him, but he could not complete that pass. Meanwhile, Evan McCollum, he still has that final transfer position. Now, remember, next season, we are going to only have 40 cars in each race, no qualifying races. So everybody will be in every single race. That's going to be a lot better than these qualifying races. I know a lot of people probably not too happy that they're in these races every single week and that they don't make it into the main race. So next season, everybody will have a fair shot at winning and competing for the championship. Aiden Nofile holding about the same distance over Tim Hoffman. Tim, that 40, looking very strong right now. But meanwhile, it's been just about the same all the way back. Back here, there's a lot of racing going on back here. There's 5, 6 cars that are right with each other. Look at that nose to tail through that hairpin turn. That's at 33 of Sheila Harmon, right between the 50 of Cody Rhodes and the 188 Racer X. 2 laps to go. Aiden Nofile actually closing the gap a little bit between him and Tim Hoffman. Cody Rhodes trying to get past that 33 of Sheila Harmon. He made a really aggressive move into that turn, did not make the pass. Looks like, I don't think that double zero Jeremiah Dwayne trying to catch the 09 of Evan McCollum. I don't know if he'll be able to catch him and pass him in about a lap and a half. It could happen. I mean, we've seen a lot of crazy things happen in this series this season. Still see that 40 of Tim Hoffman out front. Aiden Nofile, though, it looks like he is closing that gap. He might be within a second of Tim Hoffman now. Tim Hoffman started first. He is going to get the white flag this time by. Looks like Tim, as long as he can finish this race, he will be in the main race. Have a shot at competing. Aiden Nofile a little bit faster the last 2 laps. I don't think he has enough time, though, to catch that 40 and pass him. Not in 1 lap. Meanwhile, Jeremiah Dwayne has caught that 9, the 09 of Evan McCollum. What does he do with him, though? Can he make a dive bomb move to try to get past that 09, or does he stay behind him? He needs to make it past the 09 if he wants to make it into the main race. I think he might be able to set that 09 up in the hairpin turn. Might be able to make a move underneath of him and get past him on the final turn. Up front, it is all single file, and Tim Hoffman pretty far ahead of Aiden Nofile. He will definitely win this qualifying race. Top 10 cars advance to the main race. See, Jeremiah Dwayne actually fell back a little bit behind that 09, so he is not going to qualify into the race. Tim Hoffman, meanwhile, will win the qualifying race. He will advance to the final race. I believe the final race, 28 laps. So let everybody get by. There we go. So unfortunately, from Jeremiah Dwayne all the way down, they are not in the main race. They will have to tune in next week at Phoenix and try to make their way in. So Tim Hoffman looking very strong right now. Meanwhile, we will be back. We will set the field, the main race for Infineon. That should be a pretty wild race. We will see you guys here soon. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Infineon, everybody. Race number 23, getting ready to be underway. It's going to be a very interesting, wild race. there's two drivers right now that are within 17 points of each other. The 14 of Sarah Rocha is the points leader. Simon Zarnato second. He is 17 points out. Third, Tina Livingston. She won the race last week in New Hampshire. She's 116 points out. If the 14 and the 6 have issues, that is going to open up a lot of doors for a lot of drivers. Said last week, maybe the top 7 or 8 drivers, maybe even the top 9, have a shot at winning this series. We're going to skip through qualifying. 48, Ryan Benjamin, the pole here at Infineon. I think that is his first pole. Let me check here real quick. Ryan Benjamin. Yeah, I think that is your first pole. So, really cool. Let's see where the points contenders start. Well, the two that we were talking about. Simon Zarnato, 29th. Sarah Rocha, 20th. Going to be a very fun race. Let's get this thing underway. So, the 48, Ryan Benjamin, the pole sitter. The 99, Axel Zero, starting right beside him in second. We've got the 42 of Hugo Jimenez, the 04 of John Book. Got the 80 of Stephen Pollard. Stephen is 4th in points, 122 points back. Got the 12 of Sam Odoskin. He is in 5th in points, 151 points back. 29 of Jacob Britt. Jacob Britt has unfortunately fallen back to 20th over the last few races. 15 of Hunter Blade. He is in the top 15 in points. He is 14th. 37 of Cesar Ramirez. 43 Dawson Montenegro. Got the 90 of Jacob Johnson. The 2 of Tim Brannigan. The 2 almost won his first race a few races ago. He is 12th in points. Then we've got the 8 of Clint Spellman, the 24 of Pablo West, the 4 of Gary Harmon, the 25 Felix Boucher. Felix fell back to 9th. He's 205 points back. Depending on what happens today, he might have a shot still at winning the championship. The 32 of Brett Taylor, he is up to 6th in points, 194 points back. 27 Benjamin Wallace, you have the 32, you have the 7 of Tina Livingston, won last week at New Hampshire. 14 of Sarah Rocha, the points leader, only 17 points ahead of the 6. The 38 of Sean Howe. Sean is, let's see, where is he? I thought he was further up in the points as what he is. He's way out of the top 20. 17 Alexander Jones, the 91 Logan Gentry, the 81 Skylar Rocha. Skylar is 10th. He is 237 points back. Got the 9 of Bruce Zero. He is in the 11th place. The 0 of Alex Bruno. You've got the 97 of Gavin Jones. The 88 of Josh Hardiman, who is running in 8th in points, 202 points back. 6 of Simon Zarnato, 2nd place, 17 points back. The 18 of Kagan Polshiner. You got the 09 Evan McCollum, the 21 Robbie Bannister, the 66 Darvish Jr., the 1 of Aiden O'File. See, we have the 45 of Tim Zimmer, who is 7th in points, 200 points back. The 20 of Yale Carrillo, 74 of Logan York. He is back in 17th in points, unfortunately, 399 points back. At one point was a points contender. He's been in a lot of other people's crashes and issues. Unfortunate season for him at the end here. 16 of C.J. Williams, 60 of Colton Harmon, the 30 of Ron Jackson. And we've got the 5 of Damian Singletary. So I know this 48, Ryan Benjamin, is very excited to be on the pole here at Infineon. He has not had the season at all he's wanted this year. Could be his race. We'll find out very shortly.
Drivers, start your engines.
So the field starts their engines, and we are getting ready. Pace car's going to go down pit road. Ryan Benjamin at 48 going to lead the field down for the first time this season. And, oh, don't worry. The inside line always goes ahead pretty far. 99 actually looked like he was 3 wide for a second with that 0-4 and a 48, but everybody else gets kind of in their right position. Meanwhile, Ryan Benjamin at 48 car, going to lead all 41 other drivers down to the green flag. Green flag in the air. Him and that 99 Axel Zero, they got almost a dead even start. Actually going to try to spoil that 48 party and try to get to the front. Ryan right now on the outside has not cleared the 99 yet. Ryan Benjamin going to try to clear him in this next turn. He might be able to. Can he clear him outside of this turn? If not, Ryan Benjamin going to fall back to second, I think. If he can hold on to that position and that 99 can't get past him, he might be able to get him in the S's. See all the cars sliding up into the rumble strips there. Axel Zero on the inside, Ryan Benjamin up on the top. Who is going to get it? I think it might be Ryan Benjamin outside of this. See a big mess here, it looks like. A lot of cars around. The 14 Sarah Rocha, Stephen Pollard's involved. Tim Zimmer was involved in that as well. No caution. Ryan Benjamin able to get the lead. Meanwhile, let's see. These cars look like there's a big mess there. I don't know. I saw the 14, the points leader, slow down. Jacob Johnson has stopped on the track. Sean Howe. Stephen Pollard, very unfortunate. Same with that 45 of Tim Zimmer. 14 of Sarah Rocha's falling back. Simon Zarnado trying to get past her. Here comes that 74 of Logan York. Meanwhile, the 48, Ryan Benjamin, leading the laps so far. Or leading a lap so far. Axel Zero, that 99, though, he is right behind Ryan. Sam Oskin running 5th. He is the highest running top 10 points contender. He is having a great run right now. Obviously, with all these other cars having issues, this is the best thing for that 12. Let's go back. Jacob Johnson still hasn't completed a lap yet. He's almost a lap down. We'll go back here shortly and see what happened. Make sure everybody can get past these turns without any issues. Looks like everybody does. Already one crash. No caution. That's actually kind of cool. Sometimes at road courses, when you have a crash, it does not throw a caution, just because it's not a crash that really blocks the track or anything. Let's go back and show you what happened here. Jacob Johnson. Reason for the crash. He was running in 11th place. Actually, it was with Stephen Pollard, who was up in the top 10. Pollard was up in, what, 6th place? Yeah, 6th place. It just looked like he got turned around. He spun out. Oh, he's the 14th. Sarah Rocha was also involved. She did spin out. Watch with her car. So she was running up in the top 20, and she will probably lose about 10 positions. See, I don't know what happened. She got loose as well. The 17, a lot of cars loose. Tina Livingston in the back of the 14 car. And now Sarah is back in 24th. So, not the day that she wanted. Whoa, Tim Zimmer and Gavin Jones are almost into each other. Meanwhile, Ryan Benjamin, he has a pretty big lead over that 99 of Axel Zero. If we get a caution, he is going to have to restart with these cars right behind him. He does not want that to happen. So still green flag in the air. Ryan Benjamin at least the second lead now over that 99. Well, not exactly, but pretty close. Leading some laps here, and that's something he hasn't really been able to do all that much. 99 Axel Zero, he looks really strong right now. He is kind of keeping pace with that 48. See Hugo Jimenez here in 3rd place. Really good run for him so far. Same with John Book running 4th. 5th place is Sam Oskin. Sam running really good. Hunter Blade, Dawson Montenegro, Jacob Britt, Tim Brannigan, Pablo West. All cars that are outside of the top 10 or even top 15 or 20 in the points. Cesar Ramirez, Clint Spillman. I mean, a lot of these drivers up here having good runs. 25 of Felix Boucher is back in 14th. 15th, Skylar Rocha. They're 2 points contenders that are outside of the top 5. The 9 of Bruce Zero running in 16th. See, Gary Harmon, Kagan Polshiner. Looked like they were making a little bit of contact with each other. Beating and banging off of each other's fenders. Tina Livingston back here. She is running in 20th. One last week, she is 3rd place in points. Evan McCollum is there. Barely held on to his final transfer position. 14 of Sarah Rocha back in 24th. Then there's a gap between her and the 25th car of Logan York. Josh Hardiman back here, 27th. 29th still is that 6 of Simon Zernato. Unfortunate for the 45 of Tim Zimmer and the 80 of Stephen Pollard. They are running back in 37th and 38th position. They were involved in that first little incident on the track. Jacob Johnson, obviously the biggest. Oh, Robbie Bannister's around. And now there is a caution. Oh, Stephen Pollard and the 66 of Jarvis Jr., they're around. Caution flag does come out that time. It's going to be an interesting thing to see what happens. Gavin Jones is on pit road. Something happened with his car. We're going to have to go back and check that out. Gavin is going to go a lap down. For some reason, there's only 41 cars that started this race. I didn't realize that. Somebody had an issue. Somebody wasn't even on the starting grid, I think. That's really weird. But Gavin Jones, you see him, he's actually 2 laps down. I don't know what happened with that car. Jacob Johnson's still trying to get back around. He might have came down pit road and had an issue, or might have spun out even. Well, let's go back and let's check Gavin Jones out real quick. He was right on the start of this race. Something happened with his car. Gonna fast forward because I don't really know where he had issues at. Okay, it was in that first little crash. Did he stop or something, I guess? Yeah, he kept going. Yeah, it might have been the next lap then. Let's check here and see. We are fast forwarding. I don't know what exactly happened with Gavin. He is scored 2 laps down. Oh, looks like he did get some help from, yeah, Tim Zimmer spun him out. Well, got him loose, and then Gavin got into the quicksand type stuff here, the gravel trap, and that's exactly what happened. He just could not get out of that. So more issues for Stephen Pollard. 4th place in points. Let's go back and look at him. We saw Robbie Bannister spin out. And then the 66 spun out, and same with the 80. They didn't hit anybody, though, so that's a good thing. So we're going to wait. Nobody comes down pit road. I thought maybe they would, but nope. Ryan Benjamin at 48 leading this race. Oh, that was weird. 99 just went through that 48. Very weird. That was like an odd glitch or something. So we got to wait, unfortunately, until the green flag is back out. It's probably going to be another lap or two. First caution early on here. And we will see what exactly happens next. Can Ryan keep the lead away from that 99 car? Up in 4th place is Sam Oskin. He is running really well. It's actually the only points contender in the top 10. Hasn't had issues yet. So Ryan Benjamin leading laps here. Could he get his first win of the season? Wouldn't that be something? After the season he has had, it really kind of started going downhill at Daytona. The first race of the season, he was involved in the big wreck, and then the 24 of Pablo West, his teammate, came through, hit him, and they were both out of the race because of that. That was a very hard crash for both of those drivers. But they unfortunately had to retire after that and could not finish the race. Pace lights are off on the pace car, so we're going to go back to green this time by. I don't know which car did not start this race. There's one car that didn't start the race that should have. I had all 42 cars selected. When you go to start a race, it tells you, or like you can pick how many cars you want in the race, and if you only have 41 cars, 41 different cars in the car set that you're picking from, it won't let you hit the max amount of cars, but it let me pick 42, so somebody did not even get to start this race. That is very unfortunate. I don't know who that was. So all 41 cars it is in this race. 41 cars that started. See what's going to happen next. If we're going to have a crash on the restart, everybody back together. I'm surprised no one came down pit road after 7 laps. You would kind of think people would, but I guess not. So Gavin Jones is 2 laps down. He is actually starting in the tail end of the field. It's going to be a pretty big gap from first to last. Car's still trying to get sorted out back here. Gavin Jones in the hairpin turn. Ryan Benjamin takes the green flag here at Infineon. We're back underway here. A lot of racing already further back in the field. I feel like we had a crash, maybe, maybe not. So Ryan Benjamin able to hold on to his lead for now. Axel Zero running second, Hugo Jimenez third, fourth is Sam Oskin, fifth John Book. Cesar Ramirez falling back a little bit. Whoa, Tim Brannigan really wide off that turn. Gary Harmon, Kagan Polshiner, a lot of other cars. Really wide. See if there's any crash here, any spinouts or anything. Looks like everybody's going to make it without any issues. Simon Zarnato falling back. Go back up through the field here, see what's happening up front. Pretty much a gap from first to second and third again. We'll keep you updated as the race goes on with the points contenders, see where they run throughout this race. Ryan Benjamin still out front. He might lead the most laps here today. If he doesn't get the win, that's going to be upsetting for him, but still leading the most laps is going to be pretty cool if he can do that. A lot of racing back here. You see Tim Zimmer starting to gain a couple positions, starting to catch that 6 and the 14. 14 and the 6 running right with each other. They are 27th and 28th. The 45 of Tim Zimmer is running 33rd. Stephen Pollard 39th. A lot of points contenders really far back. Tina Livingston. Oh, Tim Zimmer's around. The 66 is around. Gavin Jones is around as well. Caution is out again. Tim Zimmer, he just sent that thing spinning in the turn. All those positions he gained, now he is going to lose those to the leaders. This keeps happening. This is going to be great for Ryan Benjamin. Top 3 cars and points. Right now, Tina Livingston 20th, Sarah Rocha 27th, 28th Simon Renato. If this race continues the way it is, this could really open up a lot of opportunities for other drivers further back in the points. Stephen Pollard, you see, Tim Zimmer just spun out again. He was involved in a crash earlier. So we'll have to go back and look at the reason for the caution. We'll go ahead and do that real quick. Tim Zimmer, I mean, I just saw him, like, he flew into that turn, but he was sideways before it even started, it looked like. So you watch right here, Tim, he just got a head of steam into that turn, and he spun right out. Actually hit the wall, too, the tire barrier. A little bit of damage, but not too much. Let's go back and look at, it's supposed to be Darvish Jr. at 66. They all have the same stats, but just going to have to give Darvish Jr. the position that this car is in, and all will be well. Alright. So we're back under caution here at Infineon. Been a wild race. 2 cautions already. We're almost halfway done with this race. Just about. Well, they're still under caution. They have at least another lap. I think actually next time by we'll be going green. Lap number 12. I will be right back. Gotta take a break real quick. We will be back with the action. Sorry about that, guys. We are back here at Infineon. Pace lights are off on the pace car. We're going to be going green flag again this time by. Ryan Benjamin at 48 car. He is stealing the show right now, leading this race. Hopefully he can get his first win. That would be pretty cool. The 99, the 42, they need their first wins as well. They have not gotten a win. The 04, the 15, the 43, and the 2 are all winless this season. The 2 did win the Allstar race. The 43 won the exhibition races at Daytona, but that's it. So we're going to get back to green here, lap 12 out of 28. See if any of the other points contenders will have any issues on the restart. That 7 of Tina Livingston up in 20th. She's doing pretty well right now. So Ryan Benjamin, again, the 48 car. Another restart. He's going to lead the field to the green. And we are now back underway. C97, Gavin Jones all the way in the back. I actually don't think we have double file restarts if there's a car that's a lap down. I think they have to start in the back at this track. So Ryan Benjamin getting a lot of attacks from the 99 to 42. They are battling really hard back there, trying to get past Ryan Benjamin. Back here, Jacob Britt trying to get past Pablo West. Actually, he's trying to hold on to his position. My bad. Front there, Ryan Benjamin able to shoot ahead just a little bit. Tim Zimmer and a lot of these other drivers back here battling really close to each other. Stephen Pollard trying to gain some positions. Haven't seen any wild crashes yet. We've seen a lot of little spins and such, but we see Josh Hardiman at 88 on the outside. Oh, the 15 of Hunter Blades around. And the 90 of Jacob Johnson. Tina Livingston's around. Another points contender. Who is that car? That's Jacob Johnson, Gavin Jones. No caution. Another points contender, Tina Livingston. Now she's going to fall back to about 40th or 38th. Stephen Pollard, Tim Zimmer. They're really far back. The 6 is far back as well. I don't know where the 14 of Sarah Rocha is. I know she can't be all the way up here. Sarah Rocha might be a lap down or something has happened. Oh, wow. The 14 of Sarah Rocha out of the race. The points leader, first DNF of her season. We have not seen the 14 of Sarah Rocha miss a race. Unfortunately, I think that was under caution. Piston troubles for her. Now, she desperately needs all of these cars in her back here to finish in the back, but you see Tina Livingston, Tim Zimmer, Stephen Pollard. They are all back, let's see, they're outside of the top 34. And then you have Simon Zernata, who is that 6 car. He is back in 25th. He is trying to gain positions. He knows that 14 is out of the race. Oh, the 16 of CJ Williams, Robbie Bannister back around in the back of the field. And I think Tina Livingston might have gotten a piece of that as well. This has been a wild race. Darce Jr., that 66, almost hit the 45. My gosh, this is just... These cars are racing like crazy up here. I think they all know what's at stake, especially some of these cars near the front. Sam Oskin has a really good chance at possibly becoming the points leader, or at least being within striking distance of the points leader after this race. Ryan Benjamin making another lap around here. The next time by, he has led the most laps. Check out some of the cars back here. Haven't seen that 6 of Simon Zernata spin out yet. He's been close. Oh, Ron Jackson around. Damian Singletary, Sean Howe. They're all around. I think that's going to throw the caution out. Yep, caution flag is out. We're gonna line them up and do it all over. Oh my gosh. So, a lot of stuff, a lot of crazy stuff happening. The points leader, Sarah Rocha, out of the race. First race that she has been out of this season. I actually can't believe that. I didn't know she was out of the race. So Ryan Benjamin has led the most laps now today. Now he just needs to cap this week off with a win, and that would be incredible for that team. Fortunate for Ron Jackson and Sean Howe, Damian Singletary. See Tina Livingston, she was up in the top 20 when she spun out. Tina is back in 33rd. Stephen Pollard 30th. Tim Zimmer 31st. Simon Renato 26th. Brett Taylor, that 32, he is in 19th. He's another points contender having a decent day. Felix Boucher 10th place. I think the points are going to be extremely close now after this race here at Infineon. We still have half the race to go. That's the thing, though. It's going to be a crazy end to this race. So we're going to have to see what happens. I'm really rooting for that 48, but that 99 car, he's looking really strong on these restarts. So the 14, Sarah Rocha, the first car out of the race, she will finish in 41st position. So positions up front have not really changed at all in this race. Seen a couple positions here and there, but really the main positions that have been changing have been back in the field. They've been wrecking, they've been spinning out. See a lot of crashes and such happening. One car out of the race, that was the points leader entering this race. Sarah Rocha will not be the points leader today. I'd say unless that 6 of Simon Zarnado has issues where he has to retire from the race. That would be something else if that happened. I doubt that's going to happen, though. But you never know. Anything can happen in this series. It's been a crazy series. Now, that 7 of Tina Livingston, I think, is the only car that has not had a DNF this season. So the pace lights are still on the pace card. They should be going out. Actually, no, they are. No, they're on. Ryan Benjamin, still the race leader. He has led every lap today. Very strong car. I believe the pace lights are now off on the pace car. Yes, they are. So we're going to go back to green this time by. So Ryan Benjamin leading every lap so far. That 99 Axel Zero, he's had a few chances. That last restart, he was pretty close at catching that 48 and passing him on that start, but couldn't quite get that done. See if he can do it again. If he can get a good start this time. Pace car going to go back down in pit road yet again. So we should have 12 laps to go this time by. At 14, Ryan Benjamin leading the field. Axel Zero second, Hugo Jimenez third, fourth, Sam Oskin, and fifth is John Book. And the green flag is almost back in the air. Alright, green flag back in the air now. Look at the 99 Axel Zero. He got a big start over that 48. He is coming. He's right there. If he can get underneath that 48, he is gonna pass Ryan Benjamin. And he is right there. He is actually gonna make some contact, I think, with that 48. 48, Ryan Benjamin trying to hold on with all he's got. Ryan saying, I want to win this race. I haven't won a race yet this season. Axel Zero is right with Ryan. This is the closest we've seen of a lead change today, or a battle for the lead. Look back here and make sure everybody can get past this turn without any issues. We've seen this turn crazy. Colton Harmon and Stephen Pollard almost went around. We've also seen this turn be crazy. Looks like everybody will make it around without any issues. Up front now, Axel Zero falling back a little bit. Hugo Jimenez starting to catch that 99. So 11 laps to go. We are closing in, kind of on the end of this race. A lot of racing here. 3 wide almost at the start line. Look at Robbie Bannister almost into that 15 of Hunter Blade. Man, these cars back here, they are racing like crazy. Going up through the field. Just make sure everybody gets by these turns without any issues. Seen a lot of action happening back here. Looks like everybody will make it by. Tina Livingston hit the 80 of Stephen Pollard. Stephen Pollard back around. The 5 of Damian Singletary checked up. And I think that's going to throw a caution. No. So if this race goes green flag, Stephen Pollard in a huge predicament. He got hit by Tina Livingston, I think. Spun right around. Brett Taylor doing pretty good, despite all the other issues with these top drivers. Let's look at reason for the crash, or the caution. No, not a caution. It's just a crash. You see right here, Tina Livingston, as she hit that 80, and he got extremely loose. He spun out. Singletary spins out. Hunter Blade as well. Going up through the field. A lot of single file racing. Simon Renato is back in what position here? Simon Renato 28th. 29th is Tim Zimmer, 31st, Tina Livingston. And now the 80 is back in 39th position. Oh, and there's another crash. There is a caution now. Oh, Darvish Jr. into the 17. Little bit of an issue there. A lot of cautions happening there. It's been a very popular place today. Going up through the field, and unfortunately Ryan Benjamin is going to have to do another restart. So this is going to be a huge break for Stephen Pollard, as he's going to be able to get back up to the tail end of the field. So 9 laps to go right now. Should be about 6 or 7 laps to go on the restart. So Ryan Benjamin's still leading this race. See Darvish Jr. and Alexander Jones. They're in pit road. Let's actually go back and see. They had a lot of damage there. 17 has a lot of damage. I don't know if that's just because I don't know if anyone else hit him or what. So it looks like he just, oh no, he is actually okay that turn. This next time by here should be lap 19, I guess. So we're gonna watch him going in the turn. It looked like he kind of corrected himself, and the 66 spin right into him. Something else I think happened to these two cars. I don't really know. Oh, wow. You saw right there. They might actually be out of the race. They were spinning out and they glitched into each other, and oh, that is not good. Cesar Ramirez was also involved in that. Alexander Jones out of the race. Same with Darvish Jr. Unfortunate for those drivers. Gavin Jones is going to be able to gain a couple more positions. So we'll have to see what happens. We're nearing the end of this race. Can we go green the rest of the way? That'd be kind of cool. So the pace lights are off on the pace car. This time by 7 to go. Should be a fun race when we get back to green. So that 99 Axel 0 was the closest he's been on that last restart. Last 2 restarts, he's been very close at getting past that 48. See if he can do it this time by. And will we have any more points contenders have issues? We've got 37 cars left. Stephen Pollard is in 37th. Gina Livingston 29th. Tim Zimmer 27th. 26th is Simon Zernato. Those are the 4 of the top 5 cars. The other one is out of the race at 41st. That's Sarah Rocha. But these drivers are not. They are 26th or worse. So the 14 isn't going to lose a lot of positions. I think that 6 might be the points leader. The 4th place driver, Sam Oskin, at number 12. He is going to be a huge factor now in the points contention. He might actually be in the top 3, maybe even first. Going to be interesting to see what happens. 7 laps to go. Ryan Benjamin, green flag. That 99 Axle Zero gets another great start. Look at him underneath the 48. Thought he was going to make an aggressive move. Here comes the 12 of Salmon Oskin now. Salmon trying to take a position away from Hugo Jimenez. Passing so hard to do here. You need to almost a green flag run. Salmon Oskin hard into the turn, trying to get past that 42. He is still side by side, but I think Hugo Jimenez is going to make his way past, and he's going to hold on to that position. The 99, the 48 battling again with each other. Go back here and look at some of these drivers, some of the points contenders. I think everybody makes it by that time without any issues. Can they make it without issues here in this turn? So far, so good. Josh Hardiman, he has not been able to move up. 3 wide back here. Evan McCollum, Logan Gentry, and No File. Evan got a huge run off that turn, off the S's. 32 of Brett Taylor, 17th place. He's a points contender. He's running pretty well right now. Gary Harmon underneath the 81 of Skylar Rocha. 25 of Felix Boucher trying to move up. Felix is in 11th place. I think the top 5 probably going to stay the way it's been all race long. I don't think we're going to have really any movement up here. Ryan Benjamin hoping he can just finish this race, get it over with. Top 20 or so cars, all single file. Back here you see Stephen Pollard fighting with some lab cars. That's that purple car back there. No issues as of yet. Logan York, Simon Zernato side by side. Oh, Ron Jackson and Gavin Jones, they spin out. They just spun out in the back of the field. I don't know if that's a caution or if that's going to keep us green. It's going to stay green right now. Stephen Pollard was able to make it by. I thought he was involved in that crash. Gavin Jones 2 laps down. Ron Jackson is probably going to go about a lap down. They're still trying to figure out how to get out of that. So 5 laps to go now. Ryan Benjamin, he is hoping for another caution. We want this thing to end under a green flag. He has not been able to move away from that 99 of Axel Zero. Axel staying right with him. 3rd place Hugo Jimenez a little over a second back. See Gavin Jones and Ron Jackson were able to restart their cars and get back in this race. It's always a good thing to see. This race has been a huge pain for a lot of these drivers in the back of the field. Sometimes they're not really loose. A lot of cars really loose into this into that turn. Oops, there we go. These have been the big problem turns. I think everyone's going to be all right. Gavin Jones is going to probably be another lap down soon. If a caution flag were to happen on lap 25, we would probably have, I think, 1 or 2 laps to go on a restart. That's not what he wants. He wants to get to about lap 26 or 27, and then it can go caution for Ryan Benjamin at 48, and he'll get his first win of the season. Either way, this is going to be a huge points day for him because all the points contenders are far back in the field. He might actually be up near the top 10 after today if he can finish this race in first. Looking back here, Stephen Pollard, unfortunate for him, he has not been able to move up towards the front of the field. Tina Livingston, that 7 car, she is, oops, that's the fastest lap. She is, let's see, back in 28, 26, Tim Zimmer. 24, Simon Zornato. He's moving up to the front a little bit. Tina almost spun out there. Same with Hunter Blade. Oh, the 20 of Yale Carrillo goes around. He got hit by the 45 of Tim Zimmer. Hunter Blade around. That is not a caution, by the way. That was going to stay green flag. Go back and watch that again. My gosh, Yale Carrillo racing really hard near the end of this thing. Actually, Yale went down underneath of Tim Zimmer. As soon as he hit him, he spun out. And Hunter Blade stuck in the wall, it looks like. He has a lot of damage to the back of his car. The way this race is going, if some of these cars continue doing this, this is going to allow some of the points contenders to actually finish near the front of the field. Hunter Blade in pit road, he might not be able to finish this race. This is the back of the field here. 3 laps to go. If we get a caution, sorry about that. If we get a caution this time, or at all now, the race will end under caution. Simon Zornato, Tina Livingston, Tim Zimmer, they all make it through this part without any issues. CJ Williams trying to get past that 74 of Logan York, and he will do so. Ryan Benjamin, oh, he has a huge lead. Top 5 cars still stay the same. So 2 more laps to go here at Infineon. So Simon Zornato, he is moving up towards the front. Almost in the top 20. He is in 23rd. He could be the points leader by a pretty good amount at the end of this thing. Just make sure. I like to look back at all these cars back here just to make sure if everybody makes it past all of this. Seeing so many crazy crashes and such happening. Nice little green flag run right now. This time by the 48, Ryan Benjamin going to get the white flag. Ryan has such a huge lead over a second over Axel Zero. So the white flag is in the air. Ryan Benjamin, as long as he can finish this race, he will be the winner. That's pretty cool for him. He has led every lap. Very dominant performance for him. Gonna watch all the cars going into this turn here. 15 of Hunter Blade is back out on the track. The 6 of Simon Zornato and the 17 of Livingston, 45. Can they get through this turn without any issues? If they have issues on the last lap, that is going to be really costly for them. Looks like the 6 of Simon Zornato might come away with the points lead. He is in 23rd. He's not going to make it to 22nd. Everybody, though, able to manage those turns without wrecking. In the meantime, Ryan Benjamin going to come down to the hairpin turn one more time. Ryan Benjamin out of the hairpin turn. He is going to win his first race of the season. He wrecked at Watkins Glen, and now here at the second road course, he will get his first win. Led every lap and got the pole. Ryan Benjamin sweeps this race weekend. Very nice for that driver. First win of the season for him. Axel Zero is second. Third, Hugo Jimenez. Fourth, Sam Oskin, the points contender, the highest finishing points contender today. Going to be a lot of fun to see what position people are in now. Still waiting for all the cars to finish. Waiting on Gavin Jones and Ron Jackson. So the race officially over. You see the top 10. A lot of drivers needed these finishes. Ryan Benjamin, Axel Zero, Hugo Jimenez, Dawson Montenegro, John, Bruce, and Clint. They all needed the top 10 finish, and they got it. Benjamin Wallace, Gary Harmon, Pablo West, Brett Taylor, Kagan Polshiner, Evan McCollum, Aiden O'File, Alex Bruno, all top 20s. Great for all of them. A lot of the points contenders finishing in the back half of the field. The biggest story, other than the missing driver for some reason, 42nd place, I don't know who it was that's not in this race, but somebody did not make the start. But the 14th, Sarah Rocha, piston problems, and she gets her first DNF of the season. First DNF of the season, 41st. You see here, this is not Darwish Jr., but I can just change out this position with Darwish and he'll get the points, so don't worry. If you're watching this race, you will get your points that you finished in. So, but you see then Alexander Jones, the 17 car, out of the race as well. A lot of points contenders all the way back here. So let's go through and let's see what the points are like after race 23 out of 25. We'll see you there in a few seconds. Well, with 2 races left in the All-Star Offline Racing Series, the points now have changed once again. Sam Oskin, with his top 5 finish, he is now up to 3rd in points, 68 points back. Simon Renato does take the points lead away from Sarah Rocha. He is 40 points ahead of her. Sarah Rocha getting her first DNF of the season. Tina Livingston back to 4th. Stephen Pollard back to 5th. 6th is Felix Boucher. He gained a couple positions. Brett Taylor back to 7th. Josh Hardiman 8th. Tim Zimmer 9th. Skylar Rocha 10th. And Bruce Zero looking from 9th, 10th, and 11th. They are 2 points separating each other. I really think now, depending on what happens next week, maybe the top 11 could possibly win the point series. I would say definitely the top 5, maybe even the top 7, definitely have a huge shot at winning the point season. You see Ryan Benjamin up to 16th, 350 points back. He can't win, unfortunately. Got his first win, his first pole as well. Led a lot of laps, so really cool for him. He was hoping to get a win, and he definitely did. Hugo Jimenez, he gained 3 positions. He's up to 19th. But nothing really happening back here. Jacob Johnson falling back to 32nd. But these cars, they're so far back. All the cars in the qualifying races about 250, 300 points out of the top 32. So they're not going to be able to make it into the top 32. But we only have 2 races left. So, yeah, you can see all the points there. If you're watching, again, if you didn't catch it at the beginning of the show, the final 2 races are going to be live streamed November 6th and November 13th. They're both on Wednesdays, Wednesday night. So keep up to date. Also, Logan York has a Discord channel, which I'll add that, maybe not in this race, but we will add it for the next series. And that is going to allow us to get in and talk to each other, communicate a little bit better if you guys want to chat, ask questions or whatever. So I'll be in there every once in a while. I haven't done it yet, but we'll see. Like I said, though, just keep checking back, and if there's a dramatic change in time for Wednesday, I will post a video just explaining what time it is. But right now, aim for 9 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday for the next two races. Depending on what time Sarah gets out of work, it might be 10 o'clock, who knows. But if there's a huge time change, an hour or so difference, I will post a video and let you guys know. And till then, this is the only race that I'm posting this week. Final two races are very special races, a little bit longer race distance. There's going to be some more pit stops, cautions, um, probably some more chaos, and just some good racing. So we will see you guys next week, Wednesday, November 6th at Phoenix for race 24 out of 25. See you guys then. Enjoy your week.